What's going on, guys? Today, back with another video, and today we're playing against Tweek in a metafight lesson. And he still won't know that it's me at first, because I'm using a voice changer. Let's see what happens.
Test.
Hey,
Hello? Hey, what's up?
So I figured, unless you have anything specific you would like to talk about, we could get into a few matches and go.
Yeah, I'm cool at playing a few matches. I wanted to know how you felt about Toon Link, because I've been playing Toon Link against my brother. He doesn't think Toon Link is that good, but Toon Link is one of my favorite characters because Wind Waker is one of my favorite games. I decided to play Toon Link.
Yeah, Toon Link I would say is like usually considered like below average or like an average character.
Oh.
One of the things about Toon Link that I think makes it difficult for a character like him is he fulfills an archetype that a lot of characters fill. So even if Toon Link was better, there's definitely always going to be at least a handful of characters of his archetype that are better.
Oh, okay.
So that always makes it difficult for a character like that to thrive. Like, for example, a character like Game & Watch isn't necessarily like incredible on the tier list, but fulfills such a specific niche that the character feels really valuable. So
Okay.
a character like Toon Link, it's hard to find value in him on a tier list just because it's not like he does anything specific to himself.
So you're saying that Toon Link might not be that good because there's so many other characters that could do what Toon Link does, but they could also do other things that Toon Link can't do.
Yeah, for sure. You know, being like a projectile, like hybrid zoner, there's like a handful of characters that fulfill that archetype.
Yeah. Oh,
It's hard to find value in that. For sure.
one of the reasons why I was playing Toon Link was because one of my brother's friends, he would play Young Link, and I just don't really like how Young Link looks, but I kind of felt like Toon Link was pretty much the same character as Young Link because he had the same projectiles. He had arrow, bomb, and like, but I was getting hit by a fire arrow and I couldn't.
Yeah, that's the thing about Toon Link too. Like, I would say most people, like, obviously not everyone, but most people I think would consider the other links more valuable. But yeah, Toon Link does have some interesting things, at least in comparison to the other links. Like, his general like statistics are a bit better, like air speed, ground speed.
Oh, really?
He's a bit more well-rounded in comparison to like general stats to the other two. But in terms of like other specifics, Toon Link is lacking. Like, Young Link has a lot more like kill confirms and like kill power in general.
Okay. I actually wanted to see if I could be like a PGR player in the future. So, do you think that would be possible if I was playing Toon Link, or do you think I should change?
Yeah,
it?
I think that is entirely possible, and that's the thing. Like, no matter what character you play, it's always important to consider like your goals with Smash, right? Like,
right.
But if you're playing Toon Link, like if I saw someone get on the PGR with Toon Link, it wouldn't like, you know, shock me or anything.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Maybe the higher they are on the PGR, the more I would be surprised. But if it's just the PGR in general, you know, it wouldn't like super surprise me. Something like that, especially because a game like Smash, something that's so interesting about it is there's oftentimes like not a lot of like right or wrong answers. The game can be very vague and ambiguous.
Right. Yeah, that's what my brother was saying too, because I was telling him that, like, because I always be watching tournaments and seeing all the top players playing like very intense sets, and I was like, I want to be able to do that one day. And he was trying to tell me that like it would be harder to do that, even though he's not really a top player or anything. I feel like he knows more about the game than I do, and he was trying to tell me that like it would be a lot harder to do that with Toon Link rather than if I play someone like Pyramith or Joker or something like that.
You know, a lot of the time it's definitely doable. And like you said with matchups, that's the other thing. If you're playing like a character that, you know, has like I guess like iffy matchup spread, you might play one bracket where the character feels perfectly fine, and then you might play another bracket.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know, because you never know like what character you're gonna put yourself up against. But the the higher on the tier list you go, like the less likely you are going to run into something that feels impossible as well.
Right. So like yeah, there's a chance that like even Toon Link could like be able to be like buffed, right?
The game is considered to be like fully patched. There is a history in the previous Smash game where they said it was fully patched and they actually ended up doing one more. So it's
really?
not impossible for the game to be patched. It's just not likely at the moment.
Okay, so like they like said that the game is not having any more patches.
Yeah, they did say that.
Oh, okay. So it's like most likely that the character, like there won't be any more characters being buffed or nerfed.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that at the moment.
Alright, yeah, I would definitely be down to play a few matches and see what happens. Ooh, the Tweek Pokemon Trainer is back! Oh wow. Oh wow, that combo. That spike is really big. Yeah, one of the things that like I always struggle with when I'm playing against my brother is like whenever I get off stage I die almost every time.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case for Young Link as well. At least from my experience whenever I played Young Link. I played a lot of Young Link.
Oh, you actually played Young Link?
Especially in the tough matchups or like the really relative characters.
Wow, that was crazy. So you would say like in those kind of situations where like I'm off stage, like struggling to make it back to the stage, is there like any kind of like low chart you think I should like follow to make it back?
Yeah, there's a couple mix-ups characters like Young Link and Toon Link have. So a lot of it revolves around like having bomb in your hand. The hardest thing about this mix-up with Toon Link is that Toon Link's bomb takes longer to explode than Young Link's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I didn't know
something that's interesting, but it also
because it hits you, right?
Yeah, because it hits you. So even if you grabbed the ledge, if you drop off the ledge and the bomb explodes, you will get ledge invincibility upon grabbing it the second time.
Oh.
Usually you don't. So there's a lot of mix-ups there to talk about.
Yeah, it's just kind of like try not to be in that situation at all.
Yeah, then it comes down to me just telling you not to get hit or something.
Yeah, and then it's kind of just like don't play that character because I'm always gonna end up.
That's what it comes down to if you go all the way to the source.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And that's kind of one of the things about Ultimate that not a lot of people talk about, in my opinion. Is since a character like Toon Link's been around in Smash for like over a decade, like since Brawl.
Right.
And you can kind of tell in some aspects of his gameplay, like his recovery, like it's quite outdated. Like it's very simple.
Oh.
And then you look at other characters that came in later.
Yes.
Where there's like more layers and more complexity to the recoveries, and that ends up helping a lot. Just because I feel like, you know, for a lot of characters, you can kind of tell what era of Smash they came from, and sometimes that simplicity can either be really good or it can be really, really bad.
Oh, I actually didn't even think about that. That makes a lot of sense. I guess like the newer characters do have like more, I guess, current day.
They might have like super armor or like invincibility or like multiple resources or like, you know, just more distance. Like it could be a few things, you know, and that doesn't apply to like, you know, some of the older characters do have great recoveries, but usually the simplicity of a recovery, if it's a really simple one, it can either make it really terrible or really great. Like for example, a character like Mario just has a jump and an up B, but the up B like is so good that it makes up for it.
Right.
But for someone like Toon Link, it's, you know, just a tether and an up B, and it's so simple that it can really hurt the character.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Okay, yeah, let's try and play it. Oh, that was cool. Oh wow!
Well, there it is.
I guess that's why I should always have the bomb on me. Yeah, that's kind of crazy because I feel like the first game, like, wow, and like also like you just started playing like a lot faster. I was not ready. I feel like you kind of just figured out how to move around everything I was doing. You just got comfortable fast.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I was just like more like looking for like stealing the stock off of every hit.
Yeah. That's one thing that I wanted to like ask you too. Like, how do you feel like how do you go about adapting to what somebody's doing? Like is there something that you specifically look for?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of my playstyle actually does revolve around this kind of thing, like when to like flip the switch on looking for like kills and stuff. My playstyle revolves around gathering as much information as possible and trying to take that information into connecting it into every part of the game. For example, a character that makes it easy to describe this perspective is Diddy Kong. So when I'm playing Diddy Kong, having the banana in my hand is like such an immediate win because it's such a threat that a lot of players are like preemptively trying to deal with it before I'm even throwing it at them, right? Like the way they position themselves, what moves they use, what ranges they use those moves at. Like for example, let's say I have banana in my hand and then they start shielding a lot, right?
Right.
So I try to take that as information, be like, okay, they're shielding a lot, and try to piece that together how they'll play like some of the other universal situations in Smash.
Right.
Maybe how they'll play at the ledge, maybe they'll do a neutral get up into shield, how they'll play disadvantage, maybe they'll air dodge out of hit stun, any possible, hint to, how their brain works and trying to piece that together as quickly as possible, with such like easy information to get, right? Or like for example, if we apply it to Toon Link, what does this player do when I throw boomerang? Because throwing boomerang is not like a hefty price to pay, right?
Right. Yeah.
But you can get a lot of information out of it. Like, oh, they're jumping around it. Maybe they'll jump off the ledge. Maybe they'll jump out of hit stun. And the more information you get, the more confidence you might get when you start getting your own advantage state going, right? And that's where you might go for a hard read or get like an early stock. And for me, it helps with confidence and it helps with consistency in a game like Smash, especially in a tournament environment where you might not have a lot of games to work with. So if I feel like I'm getting more information, that just really helps feel like I'm ahead in the match. And that's just personally how I like to play Smash because it feels like I can find as much consistency as possible with it.
Right. So it's like you're not really just adapting to them in the game, you're adapting to them outside the game too. Just figuring out what kind of person they are.
Like, for example, like something they do in game might reflect how they're feeling outside of the game, right?
Okay.
Like, if they're playing really fast and disadvantaged, like maybe they're nervous or maybe they like, it could be anything really. And,
okay.
The more I play with this perspective, like I said, you can kind of speed up the process and it can give you an advantage, like, especially in a tournament environment.
So does that leaf into the up attack always combo?
Yeah, especially because the earlier you get hit by the Razor Leaf, you get knocked up. Like for example, if you got hit by the tail end of it, like from really far away, it wouldn't like have that much knockback.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. If you land the Razor Leaf point blank, you get like crazy follow-ups. But if they like shield it or something, like that's the most punishable point of the move. So
yeah, the more I play against like better characters like this, and even just better players, it makes me think that I'm not really sure how good Toon Link can do.
Yeah.
Bigger tournament.
It's hard to say, especially because.
Oh, that was weird. Oh, wow. I'm gonna blow up. Yeah, that definitely lasts long.
Yeah, it always surprises me just how long it does last.
Wow. This character has a lot of really big moves. And it's like, yeah, that's really hard to deal with because it's hard for me to like kind of maneuver my way around like bigger moves because he's not that fast in the air.
Yeah, it's also a case of like a lot of Pokemon trainers' moves are super active and large, so they can kind of beat out both your normal attacks and kind of just ignore the projectiles as well, like maybe hit the projectile and you at the same time kind of situation.
Okay, so I have a question for you then, because so now I'm definitely thinking about playing a different character, and I was talking to my brother about it, and he said like the best characters in the game would probably be like Joker or Pyramithra, or he says that MKLeo, like the best player in the world, I think MKLeo, he said that he plays Byleth sometimes. So I was wondering if I could play one of those characters, or like which one would probably be the easiest. He said that Joker was probably the hardest and Pyramithra would be the easiest, so like maybe I should just play Pyramithra or something.
Yeah, I would say the usual top two candidates, or I guess there's definitely a top three right now between like Steve, Pyramithra.
Yeah, I heard that Steve is like doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Steve is really good, and he's like a bit on the newer side.
I can't bring myself to play Steve. I could.
Yeah, I feel like most players, they either like you have the Steve gene or you just don't.
Yeah.
Like he throws the easiest but probably the most frail.
Okay. Wow. 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 I don't even know what to say to that. Wow. We're just playing so fast. Wow.
Well, once again, if you ever have any questions, even after today, feel free to send me a message on Discord at any time, and I'll be sure to try to get back to you.
Okay, I do have one question.
Yeah, no problem.
Bro, how are you playing like that?
I figured that was a voice thing.
Bro! Bro, how are you playing? Bro!
Wait,
Bro.
are you who I think you are?
Yeah, I'm fucking Cosmos, bro. I'm Cosmos.
Okay.
Bro, I'm doing this for a video for Beast Coast.
Okay. I figured. So I've been doing Metafy for a long time, and I would always start a lesson with someone, and I would be like, "Is this like some stupid shit?" It would like never actually happen. So this time, I just had faith that this was just a weird scenario. But then when you went Pyramithra, and you like did something into like a switch, and it was like just good gameplay. But then I saw you tone it down, like on purpose.
Bro! No!
Like,
listen, bro.
Like, so guess what? My Smash Brothers brain knew it was you. And I can't say anything.
Bro, no, the thing that's so funny, the thing that makes me mad is that when I switched to Pyramithra, I was genuinely trying to beat you. And I got fucking destroyed. I was like, what? He probably still thinks I'm trash. Oh my god. I was like, bro, I have to play one more game.
Especially because you messaged me like not too long ago.
Yeah, and then I was like, bro, I have to at least try in one more game. And then I was getting 3-stocked again. I was like, I can't get double 3-stocked with Pyramithra too.
Have you done this with anyone else?
I literally just did this with Music King like an hour ago,
okay.
but that's the only other person. So you're the second person. But I was playing Music King. I was doing the same thing with Toon Link, and then I went Pyramithra, and then I just started destroying him. So he was like, "Are you trolling me?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" But then I was playing you. I was like, "All right, I know this."
That Toon Link was lit.
That Toon Link was hot garbage.
Using a voice changer, but the way you I could tell it was you.
Yeah, it's hard to find a good voice changer out there. And
it's
my
not
speech
the voice
patterns
changer's
too.
bad. Yeah, like your speech patterns and like the way you the tone of your voice.
Yeah, it was really hard to change
like,
that.
I just knew
Something was up.
I've talked to you so many times.
Yeah. Yeah, and like when I did it with Music King, it was like the very first time I probably talked to him in person, like had an actual conversation.
I don't know, like you just have a very specific voice and like speech patterns.
Yeah. But
I don't know
was,
anyone else like
dude, it was so hard not to laugh when you 3-stocked my Pyramithra.
I thought you were like half trying to like give me a hit.
No, I was trying to beat you. I was literally trying. I was
There was a
like,
conversion
what the
where I was
fuck?
like, oh, Cosmo's always neutral B's here, and you like I swear you like held back.
I was trying to hold back a little bit because I wanted the last game to be the one where I like try really hard, but then you started 3-stocking me again. I was like, all right, I have to at least do something.
Like I had a bunch of like mental checks in the games to tell if it was you for sure, and you kind of like half did them and half didn't.
Yeah.
Like for example, that last game, I was like, Cosmos is gonna do a side B like onto stage here, but you only started doing it on your last stock.
Yeah, because I was like, I have to win. I have to.
Yeah, I could tell like you were like you had like a handful of like I don't know, like you just kept like trying harder and harder.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I'm literally getting fucked. I can't get fucked like this.
Also, who pays for a lesson and then says like, yeah, I gotta go soon. Let's do like one more. Like, bro, there's like 25 minutes left. You paid for this shit.
I was like, I didn't want the video to be too long. It was too long. So, all right, that was really funny. But all right, thank y'all for watching the video. Be sure to, bro. Also, the one thing, like when I was playing Toon Link and you were telling me things, you were telling me like a lot of things that even I didn't know about the game. I was like, wow, this guy knows a lot about Smash.
Dude, I I've done so many like I genuinely care like so much like.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I'm just like some random ass Toon Link that like is talking about how his brother is beating him, and he's giving me some like deep, thoughtful advice that I could probably take into my entire life even after I play Smash. I'm like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, that's something that I guess makes my Metafy lessons interesting, but also like easier on myself because like I said, I do genuinely try to focus on like the core aspects of Smash, and I feel like that could help. Like I feel like I could help MK Leo right now.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yeah, you could help. Like you were helping. You were literally helping me. I was like, wow, he's saying a lot of things. Like when you said the things about like using Boomerang to like see how they would like do things in other situations even when you don't use Boomerang. I was like, wow, like low key, I never really exactly thought about it that way. So
like, you've probably seen the crazy things I do in Smash.
Yeah,
like they don't come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you know
so I was like, wow. So whenever he just pulls some shit out of literally what would seem like nowhere, that's where it comes from. And it's like, that makes sense because like there's pretty much
I play the characters I play.
Yeah, there's literally like even when you explain it, that's just like a trait that's literally like only for you. And it's like even when you explain it, it's hard for literally anybody else, even me or like Leo or like any of the good players to just do things like that. So that's why
I've done so many fun lessons even with some like pretty damn good players, and like I don't know, I even if like someone is like better than me at the game, sometimes I feel like I feel like maybe I have a future in this kind of thing. So
yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, like if y'all heard him, bro, he was giving me advice. So be sure to check him out. Thank you for doing this video with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and I'll see y'all in the next video.